In the heart of the Priory region in Burgundy is the Boutissaint Wildlife Park. In its 400 hectares of forest, several hundred animals roam free. Stags, roe deer, and boars, which visitors can observe as they wander through this natural setting with very few fences. Here, man is a guest in animal territory.
When visitors come, we explain to them very clearly that they are intruders, so to speak, in a world of animals, and they mustn't disturb them. They mustn't barge through the meadows, scaring them away. They must respect the animals' wild and timid nature.
Valérie is the current owner of Boutissaint. The park is the brainchild of the Borione family, which purchased this former priory and its vast abandoned estate in the early 20th century.
This is my great-grandmother. It was actually she who acquired Boutissaint in 1919. Look, that's Grandpa and Grandma. In 1919, the grounds were wild and open. There were no fences and no animals as you see them today. Then my father inherited the chateau and created the park.
No longer with us today, in 1968, Pierre-Élie Borione founded France's very first wildlife park.
Il n'y a aucun endroit en France, peut-être même pas au monde, où l'on peut trouver en totale liberté 400 à 500 cerfs, biches, daims et chevreuils qui se baladent dans une forêt autour de vous, sans grillage entre eux et vous.
In reconstituted natural conditions like these, the animals need a dietary supplement to what the forest can provide them with. That's the task of Jean-François Cornillon, Boutissant's gamekeeper.
In years like this one, when there are few chestnuts and no acorns at all, as they were all aborted due to drought, we're obliged to bring in food. The animals can't find any natural food, so we feed them 365 days a year. And it's very expensive. Our annual food budget is about 80,000 euros.
Unlike most animals in the park, these stags and does live in an enclosure, a semi-freedom which allows visitors to observe them at any time of the day, but which also benefits reproduction.
The interest is to have yearlings like this, which will grow into stags with 14 to 16 branch second-growth antlers. So they'll be very big stags, and we're reputed in France for our magnificent stags.
In a park where man has never been so close to nature, the braying of a stag is the holy grail for wildlife lovers and photographers. It's 7 a.m. at Boutissaint, and the sun is barely up. But Pierre Vernet is already on the lookout. It's the mating season, and he's stag hunting with his telephoto lens. Pierre's on the alert. He's ready to detect the slightest sound. His patience pays off as a stag finally comes into view. The photographer can start his work.
I never disturb the animals. I'm 50 meters away and I like that. When you're at a distance, you can observe their behavior. A stag arriving, a stag chasing off another stag, a stag trying to mount a doe. When you're close up, you can't see that. Wildlife photography is one of the few disciplines where you get more frustration than success. So when there's a bit of success, I enjoy it.
Pierre has worked out in the wild for years. But here, the stags are used to having humans around, which makes his job much easier.
I've never come away empty-handed from Boutissaint. You always see animals here. And as they're pretty relaxed, it allows me to take time over framing, try out different lighting, change lenses. That's why it's so good here. It's a top spot, as we say.
Pierre will leave with more than 500 photos. He won't be back again until next year, because in a few days, Boutissaint will close its gates to the public for 4 months, to give the animals some time off from humans, and to rediscover their life in the wild.